Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Live Counter Review using technical analysis. So this is our first session after a while. Hope everyone is doing well. Glad to see all of you again. Thanks for attending today's session. So for today, I'll be going through the US economic calendar first, then followed by the US indices as well as some of the commodities. Then I'll go through some of the sectors such as FANG-M as well as the banking sector. Then I'll move on to some of the individual counters that you all have mentioned in the chat. Okay, so without further ado, let me begin. For US economic calendar this week, there will be some Fed members that will be speaking, and there's also the Fed minutes that will be coming out, as well as the GDP and PC data. So for tonight, there will be some Fed members that will be speaking. Then for tomorrow, we have the building permits that's coming out at 8 p.m. Manufacturing and services PMI that's coming out at 9:45 p.m. I think the market will be paying some attention to that. Then for Wednesday, we have the usual crude oil inventories data that's coming out at 10:30 p.m. Then on Thursday morning, we have the Fed minutes that's coming out. That will be at 2 a.m. Thursday, 8:30 p.m., we have GDP data and the usual jobless claims. Then on Friday, we have some durable goods data that's coming out, as well as the important PCE. That will be at 8:30 p.m. Okay, so that's the data that's coming out for this week. Okay, moving on to the indices. Okay, for Bitcoin, I think currently not much going on. I see the range is actually quite tight over here. So for now, we're actually quite in a range. The support is actually we are actually around the support zone, which is around the 26. Around 26.5K over here, which is the swing lows, which was back in March, and also in this period, it was also held as a support over here. If we go lower, I think if we do go lower, then I think the next support level will be around 25.2K, which is a previous horizontal resistance over here. If we do a retest, currently we are also near a trend channel support over here as well in red. And for the current resistance, I think will be around 27.7K, which is this previous swing low over here that we actually broke down off, stretching to about 28.6K over here. Okay, so for Bitcoin, I think probably continue to range trade for now, until we see some bigger size candles coming in. Okay, for Dow Jones, I think currently we are still facing resistance from this downtrend resistance line over here, this line. Okay, so then currently we are just actually in a range. The support is around 33K over here. It's still holding over here, while the resistance I think is closer to about 33.6K over here onwards. So I think for this week, probably we do see a range still holding up, unless we break through 33.6K this level. Then I think we could test the high end of this resistance near 34K again. Okay, then I'll move on to S&P 500. For S&P 500, last week we actually broke out of this consolidation triangle over here after a long while of small size candles over here. So we saw a break, and then we tested this 4,200 level, which was the swing high posted in February this year. This 4,200 level is also quite a significant horizontal level, given that previously back in August of last year over here, we can see that when price came down a little bit, it did bounce to this level and subsequently sold off further. So this is a key horizontal level. For now, we could see some resistance at this level, but if we do break above, I think the uptrend could continue current bullish momentum. Then next key resistance I think will be closer to 4,300, which was the swing high posted in August last year. So for current support, I think probably be around 4,130, which is this horizontal level that we broke out of. If index comes down more, then I think the 4,050 level should still hold, which is this recent swing lows of this range for the index. Okay, then for Nasdaq is the strongest. So Nasdaq actually last week we broke above this 12.3K level after some sideways action over here, and we tested previous swing a swing high around 12.6K. So currently, we tested this level. There could be some form of resistance, but index could well move higher if we continue the bullish momentum. With the next key swing high being near the 13.1K level, which was back in August last year. And current support will likely to be this horizontal resistance that we broke out of around the 12.1 to about 12.3K level over here. Okay, then for gold, gold currently is the big picture wise, we are still in uptrend, but the momentum has slowed quite a bit. So this was given that we actually broke down of this short-term uptrend channel over here last Tuesday. Then on the MACD, we can see when gold actually made higher highs towards the 2070 level, which is the key resistance that I talked about. You can see that MACD was posting lower highs, so there's bearish divergence, and currently looks like the momentum has slowed down a bit. But I think we are near a support zone. So previously around 1950, this was a previous swing high. Upon a retest, we held as support here. So we are near it. I think this could act as a support again. Then we also have this trend line support over here as well. So we are likely to see some bounce coming in if price does retest this level over here. And current resistance wise, I think will be around 2010 onwards. There will probably be some resistance for gold for the time being. Then for oil, I think currently the recent downwards momentum could probably have ended for now, given that we actually retested this the March swing lows around $64 and $64 over here. So we formed this bullish hammer candle, and looks like at MACD wise, we are seeing the first signs of a bullish crossover again. Looking at the chart, there's also the break above this downtrend resistance line for now. Price looks to turn more into a sideways trading from the downwards momentum earlier. So for now, I think price could continue in this sideways fashion with the resistance at 73.5 over here, stretching to about 77, which was another horizontal level over here that we broke down off previously. And then there was a retest before selling down further. Then for now, support is likely to be at $70 level, which is the recent swing lows over here. Then looking at VIX, I think VIX nothing much, still sideways for a very long period over here. So I think that will continue. The lows is likely to be closer to 15.5 to 16 over here, which probably will still hold as a support. Then resistance is likely to be at 20 over here for now. So I think the range probably will continue. As for copper, recently I think we broke down of some levels. So the 3.8 level over here was being broken down. Then we tested this channel support over here. So I think for now, this level will probably hold, given that it's a channel support, and over here was a previous swing low back at 3.7 over here. So we do see, there's a chance that we do see a rebound over here, but near-term resistance will be these horizontal supports that we broke down off recently, which is around 3.8 to about 3.95 over here. Okay, now I think I'll move on to some of the banks for now. So I'll talk about the big four banks. So first one I'll go through is JP Morgan. So I think for JP Morgan currently, we can see after the results, the price action is currently just trading in a range over here. So for now, 134 is still holding as support, tested multiple times, while the upper end of resistance is closer to 141 to 142. So we didn't manage to break above this cluster of resistance over here that was formed in February this year. So I think that will still hold on for now. Price is likely to still trade in a range over here, I think. But whether we see some bullish crossover again, then price could possibly test the highs over here of 141 to 142 again. So I think nothing much for JP Morgan for now, or probably still will hold up as a range for now. And I talk about Citigroup. Okay, Citigroup. There was a brief there was a brief period where we actually stood above this uptrend line again. So this was a previous uptrend support line that we put down over here. We came back a little after the results. Then we met some resistance at near 49, which was this horizontal support that we broke down off. And it came down subsequently, and we're back underneath this uptrend line. So I think for now, looks like it's more of a downwards movement to a sideways movement over here. But I think currently the support around 44 to about 45 over here should hold, while resistance likely to be from about 47 to closer to 48.5 over here for now. So I think probably still moving in a sideways fashion also. Okay, next is Wells Fargo. So Wells Fargo, similarly, currently I think we're facing rejection upon a retest of this wedge that we broke down off. Then price is also moving currently sideways. So resistance 40.5 to about 42 for now. But the thing is that looks like we could be forming a higher low for now from the March lows. So if that holds, I think we should find some support closer to 37.5 over here, which is the recent swing lows. And that will meet this trendline support as well. So probably some range over here to be expected as well. Okay, then the last one I talk about is Bank of America. So for Bank of America, looks like we are also in the range, forming a higher low. So the March low was about 26.3, and currently we are forming a low closer to 27. There could be a possible break of this downtrend resistance line over here. So if we do see a bullish candle over here, I think there could be some upwards movement for now. Given that we cleared this, we possibly clear this short-term resistance at 28 over here. Then this could act as a retest. If we do see bullish candle forming, then I think price could move higher to retest this next swing high around 29.5 over here. Yeah. So let's see how it goes. If it fails, then I think we'll come back down to test the lows near 27 over here again. Yeah, so I think for the banks currently, I think more of some sideways price action. Yeah, so I think that will probably continue for this week. Then next, I'll talk about FANG-M. So the first one is Meta. So for Meta, we actually retested this swing high at 200, close to 245 last week. Then we formed this slightly red candle on Friday. Then interestingly, we also, this was the candle on Friday was a retest of this the highs after a gap down in February last year. So last year, after results, the high of this candle was 248. We actually retested it. So for now, there could be some resistance, short-term resistance from this. But I think if we do see a continued break, then that will be probably interesting because of the volume, the lack of volume over here, given the price gap. Then I think price will continue to accelerate upwards if we do see a continued breakout of this 248 level. If not, then I think currently we could possibly be trading in more of a range pattern. Then near-term supports will probably be closer to 237 onwards to about 240 over here for now. The next is Amazon. So for Amazon, I think pretty strong momentum. We actually cleared above the previous high in February of $114. Then what we did was actually we tested this possible uptrend channel resistance over here. So we actually went above the channel, then we currently sitting on it. So we see whether we're able to continue the bullish momentum upwards. Then if that happens, then I think we will probably retest this next resistance level around 121 over here, which was the swing highs in October last year. Yeah. But if you do see the price come down or revert back to within the channel itself, then I think we could see some possible pullback to retest the 110 level, which was this swing high over here and this swing low over here as well. Yeah, so I think it will be important to see how these trades at the start of this week. Okay, next is Apple. I think Apple is still very strong. So Apple, we are actually trading quite smoothly in this uptrend channel over here. Then last Friday, Thursday to Friday, we actually retested this swing high in August last year, which was around 175. For now, there could be some resistance coming at this level. But I think that as long as the uptrend channel, you see this uptrend channel support still holding, right? Then I think the uptrend for now should be fine. Which means that we must see around 172 these levels hold for this uptrend to actually continue. And 172 is also this 171 to 172 is also this recent swing low support over here. So that's a double support to take note as well. Yeah. So if we see support coming in, then I think the uptrend could continue, and the next swing high to take note of will probably be this next level at 178, which is the highest posted in March last year. Okay, then I'll move on to Netflix. Okay, for Netflix, looking good actually. So what we did was we actually broke after a range trading formation over here between 317 to about 348, 349. We actually broke out with this strong candle over here. Yeah, but actually something to take note of is that we actually could be quite close to this resistance at 379, which was the highest in February this year. So we do test this level, I expect some form of short-term resistance over here. Then currently the support will likely be around, if you do retest this previous resistance at 349, there should be some short-term support coming in. Yeah. But just to take note, there is probably some close to a resistance of this swing high over here. Yeah. And then I will talk about Google. Okay, for Google, I think the action is a bit similar to Amazon. So for Google, I think currently we could be meeting some resistance already. So this is we actually broke out of this consolidation triangle over here. Then price just had this strong impulse movement over here. Then we tested the channel resistance at close to about 122 over here. Then something to take note of is that this 122 to 125 area should be quite a strong resistance area. Reason being that back in May and August of last year, this was a resistance that failed to break out of, and subsequently price just went lower. And then in January to April of last year, this 125 was a good support level over here, this horizontal support. So upon a retest currently, I think that will act as a significant resistance for now. And also, one thing I noted there is that once you put in the Fibonacci retracement levels, when we take the highs around the highs at 151 and to the lows at 83, right? The recent rebound has actually tested the 61% retracement level at 125. So with this confluence of resistance, I will expect Google to possibly do some sort of pullback this week. Yeah. With the current support, I think currently closer to about 117. So we can see that 117 was this, there was this short-term resistance we actually broke out of. So upon retest, I think we should see some short-term support. And 117 over here previously last year, this was a previous resistance level. So this is a key horizontal level to take note of as well. Okay, last but not least, I'll talk about Microsoft. Okay, Microsoft is very strong. After the earnings, it just continue to trade upwards outside this uptrend channel over here. So that's a very strong movement. Then we also cleared a few horizontal resistance of the past at 312 and 3. We're also testing a 318 for now. So currently there could be some upon the retest of these old levels, there could be some resistance coming in for now shortly. But I think given the bullish momentum, it's definitely that there's a chance that price could trade higher. It's just that if you're holding onto these stocks, I think you just have to take it a step at a time and see how's the momentum going at different levels. Okay, then if we do clear 318, I think the next key level probably around 324, which was a previous some supports over here. Yeah, but 318, the level where price is currently at is a possible resistance level. That's there's something to take note of lah. Yeah, then if we do see a pullback, I think the short-term support will probably around 312. This horizontal level that we broke off recently. So for the FANG-Ms, I think in general my comment is that definitely very strong momentum. They are ones that they are leading the index for now, but most of them actually quite close to some key resistance levels already at some of them and showing a little bit of some selling on Friday. So I think for now it's still best to pay attention, and if you are holding some of these stocks, I think you could look to take a little bit of profit if you are comfortable with it. Yeah, I think and continue to monitor the price action because they are still very strong. It's possible that we can continue to make higher highs, but just take it a step at a time and look at the how it react at different price levels. I think I'll look at some of the counters that you all have mentioned in the chat box. Then I see the more popular ones, then I'll talk about them shortly. Yeah. So give me a while. Okay, maybe I'll just cover the semicons first. So I see NVIDIA and TSM. So for NVIDIA, I think we are still near this uptrend channel resistance over here. So based on the past, we see price is near this channel resistance area, it's tended to actually do some sideways movement or pull back a little bit. Currently, we are around that area also. So for now, there could be a chance we see some little bit of sideways consolidation given the strong run-up last week where we broke this 290 horizontal resistance level. Then looking at the old price levels, let's take a look. So previously 300 and close to 313 was a December 2021 swing high level. So at this level, we actually crossed it. So, but there could be some resistance coming in. The next resistance level take note is around 322 to 323 over here. Yeah, so at these two levels, I think there's something to take note of for possible resistance. Then current support wise, if we do bounce off this channel for now, I think probably 305, 306, likely some support that's going to be coming in. Something to take off is also earnings coming in this week for NVIDIA. Okay, then for TSM has staged quite some rebound from the channel support. So it looks like this downtrend channel is pretty valid. So price actually rebounded from E2 over here, and we actually tested. Now we went all the way up to the channel resistance again near $92. We actually tested this swing high over here, and price is actually just started to form just 2 days of sideways action over here. Okay, there could be some resistance coming in based on the channel resistance as well, retest of this swing high level. But if the price decides to break above this $93, $94, there is still a chance that it continues the bullish momentum to possibly retest this line over here. Let me just draw it in blue. So blue color line, this previous uptrend line over here was broken, it's a retest and price went lower. Given that currently it's at a bullish momentum, if it does a retest of this blue color line, then we'll probably see a retest of this close to $96 swing high over here as well. So if you, I think if you do break this $94, I think the next resistance will probably at $96 for now. Yeah. Then some other semicon counters probably the think Micron, given that the news about China just released yesterday. So Micron actually broke above $64 to $65, this tough, stubborn resistance that was actually acted many times. So it's technically bullish, but actually price currently at this level again. So I think that if price opens at this level, I think we could be able to see some support, given that this was a previous resistance, and now there should be some support coming in. So if this holds, right, today there's probably going to be a gap down, but if this holds, I think the uptrend could still continue for Micron. Then if it fails, then probably we're going to test this trend line support over here. So if it fails, I think we could come down to possibly 62 to or 63 over here. Yeah. Okay, then for Micron, if we do continue the bullish momentum, then what are some of the levels that I think we could expect? Probably closer to 69 to 70. There's a horizontal level in the past. Then the higher end of the resistance will probably close be at $674 to $75 over here. So these are the levels to take note of. And then other semicon will be AMD. AMD is also very strong. Since we actually retest, there was a pullback to retest this red color trend line over here. Price has actually just bounced up strongly, and we also took out this swing high at $102. Yes, so with that, if we do continue the bullish momentum, I think the next resistance to look out for is 109 to 110, which is this level back in June last year. Yeah, which is still possible to test. Then for now, support will be this resistance that broke off at 102. So as long as this holds, then I think that probably the uptrend will still continue for now. Okay, then also see ASML. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, for ASML, wise, I think we possibly broke out of this consolidation wedge over here. So, but then we also tested a swing high at 695, which was a swing high in February this year. So for now, there could be some short-term resistance at these levels. If you do see some form of pullback, which is possible, then short-term support will likely to be at $679 to $680, which is this swing high level that we actually cross above. So as long as I think we still find some make higher low support along the way, find some support if we do retest this level and we do try to cross 695 again, I think the uptrend is still intact. Then the next resistance to take note of would be first level will probably be at 720 over here, then followed by 738, I think, over here. Yeah, so these are some two resistance levels to probably take note. Okay, then I think I'll cover some the other popular ones. Palantir is quite popular recently. So Palantir has been pretty strong after the earnings. Where are we currently? So we actually retested this swing high at 11.6 over here. Then we actually saw a like shooting star like candle over here. indicates there could be this resistance setting in from these levels. There's also we're actually above this blue color uptrend channel over here for now. So which indicates that the current action could be a little bit stretched and we could see some form of pullback if we do see a follow through of this shooting star candle today. But if we do, let's say the price action is very strong, right, I think we could see some support upon retest of this channel at 11.2. Then that could mean the price is likely going to hit higher. Then the next, let me see the next possible resistance if price actually goes higher. Probably will be around these swing highs in the past, which is around 13 over here. I think that will probably be the next resistance for to take note. But if you say we do see a pullback, then I think some of the support levels currently will probably be at 10.3 over here, which will be a retest of this swing high resistance that we broke out of. And others will be like Tesla. Okay, for Tesla, I think the prices could be in this blue color wedge for now. Ever since price was found support at the retest of this the gap over here at $160, we can see bullish momentum building in the stock. So we actually cleared a few previous support turn into resistance. The first one being at over here 167, right? Previous support, there was some resistance and we managed to clear it, and then we did a retest over here, was successful and went higher. Then next up was at 177 over here. 177, this was a previous quite a strong support previously. At first we found some resistance and now we are clearing above it again. So there is some indication of actually quite a strong some bullish momentum currently present in Tesla. So if we do stay above this 176 level, right, I think there's a good chance that price could continue to go higher to possibly retest the next horizontal level at 186 to 187, which was this. You can see this was a previous resistance, then turned into support, back into resistance over here again. So this is the key area for Tesla to try to attempt if the bullish momentum actually continues. And then for now, if we strong, the support is at 176, 177. But if it decides to actually do a range, then I think we'll probably fail this level and come back down to 166 over here, which is the recent swing lows as well as this spread support. So it'll be important to see how the price action actually forms up at the start of this trading week to have a gauge of where it's probably going to be going towards. Okay, then C Limited, I think a lot of people will be interested, given they actually reported earnings last week. So for C, we actually at this wedge trendline support over here. So for now, looks like we are currently breaking down, but we see whether there's a chance for price to actually try to recover back above. If not, it's likely to be a breakdown, given that when we see the price action before that, it was likely a double top at $88 to $89. Then also we actually below this key horizontal level at 73, 74. This was a previous resistance, then turned into support twice. And after the earnings, we actually broke through this level. So if we don't recover back over this level, which is concurrent with this trendline support, right, then that will probably indicate I think that will probably hint at some downside movement next. With the next possible support at closer to 69. At this level, there was a previous resistance a few times. Then next below that probably be at 63 over here. Yeah, so currently bearish, but we see whether it's able to cross back above. If not, then likely I think we continue to see some continuation of the recent downwards momentum. Okay, let me see some of the other counters that you all have mentioned. For the Singapore counters that you all mentioned, I think if there's time at the end of this session, I will try to cover. Yeah. Okay, PayPal, I see quite open. Okay, for PayPal, after the earnings is bearish, we broke below this 67 key horizontal support over here. So currently, recently we're at new lows around the $61 mark. Okay, let me see, refer back to the past, see what kind of horizontal levels that we actually have last time. I see that currently price is around 61, right? Then previously 61 over here was a previous resistance. So at this level, we could be able to find some support over here, given that the key horizontal level. If you do break below that, the next level will probably be at 59, then followed by 57 over here. Yeah, I think that's for PayPal. So currently we can see price action starting to turn a little bit sideways over here. So if you're able to hold this level, I think there could be some short-term bounce coming in, but definitely expect some resistance at probably $64 over here. And if somehow we do retest 67 over here, there's likely to be resistance as well. Okay, next is Berkshire. And for Berkshire, I think we can see the price action is actually still looking good. So recently we are still kept in a range for now. Resistance is still close to the 331 level. But upon retest of the supports at 319 was a previous resistance, price actually still held pretty well. So that indicates that in this recent stretch, price moving upwards and just a sideways consolidation, there's still probably a good chance that we do break above this resistance. Then that means that price likely to test probably some move higher to test maybe 340 as the next possible resistance for Berkshire. So it's still looking good, but just range trading for now. Okay, then for next one, I'll go to MasterCard. MasterCard currently we retested a previous high, a previous swing high at 389, which was a swing high in January this year. And we see some selling over here for now. That's expected. So let's say if we do hold this uptrend channel over here, the support over here, I think the uptrend could still continue and possibly go to test the next resistance level, which is at 396 as the next resistance. But if we do break below this channel, then that's probably something to be more cautious about. And for the uptrend to continue, we need to see this $380, this recent support hold as a support. If not, we could see some short-term weakness. Yeah, so at this level, we retested a resistance, so we need to monitor the price action carefully whether the uptrend can continue or we could see some weakness in the share price coming out. Okay, next is Visa. So for Visa, currently it looks like a range. We actually tested this 234 level a few times. We still couldn't break above. So let's see how price action does. If we do see a break, I think then there could be a chance we test the next resistance level, which is at 239, which is a previous swing high over here. So let's see how it goes. Price is still holding up the supports at 224 quite well, which is this previous short-term resistance over here. So still looking okay, just similar to MasterCard, just sideways for now following an uptrend movement. Okay, then for American Express, I think currently it's still showing weakness, but looks like we could be doing a possible retest of this downtrend resistance line over here. So if let's say I think price comes down a little bit more to let's say to test this swing lows level near 143, 144, right? Subsequently retest these levels and then we see some on the technical indicators, if we do see some bullish indications, and that could be a possible good entry point for American Express. Yeah, but for now, I think currently we are still some downwards momentum. You can see price going down, it forms a range, it goes down again, and likely to form a range over here again. Yeah. So the resistance you can see is still around 154 with this swing low support. It broke down, still getting resistance, then support is likely to be 147 for now. Still some weakness in American Express for now. Okay, next one, Upstart. So Upstart, I think we are close to a possible to the recent resistance at 26. Over here, price is coming close, so that we expect some resistance over here. Then support will probably be around 20 to about 2180 over here for now. So I think I will expect some form of range bound movement still over here. If you do break above, then I think the next resistance to look out for is around 29 over here. Okay, next one, Sophie. Sophie, I think still bearish for now. We broke below this trend support line. Then we can see price, but price is more of a sideways over here for now. So we're seeing some support around 4.6 over here. It looks like a double short-term double bottom for now. Okay, negative indicator, RSI making a higher low, so there's possible chance of a bullish divergence occurring at this level. Given that this was a previous resistance, previous support, so with the key horizontal level taking place over here. So if this is holding up, I think we could see some short-term bounce in the share price to test this recent highs around 5.6. Again, we like probably hold as a recent short-term resistance. Yeah. Next one is Health Beauty. So for Health Beauty, I think currently looks like we actually retrace back to test this uptrend support line over here. Let's see. So currently there's just a pullback. If we need to hold above, go back above this level around 92 to 93 to continue its bullish trend over here. Then another thing to take note is that it must hold above this 87 swing lows, which is a horizontal support currently. If not, there's a chance that we see a deeper pullback. But if this holds, then I think we could, if this holds, then if we do go back above 93, then there's a good chance that we go back to test the recent highs to probably form a range for now. I'll cover Mondelez International. For the stock is very strong. Looks like it's the new highs over here. So let me just try to draw some. Okay, for now I think even it's so strong, I think possibly just probably gonna trade in a range for now, given that we're still seeing resistance upon a retest at 78.5. But definitely, I think support is gonna come in closer to the 75, 76 levels over here. Probably we're gonna see a range over here take place for now, as long as this price of the gap up candle over here holds. Okay, then for coke. Okay, coke, unfortunately, I think 64 to 65 remains a stubborn resistance over here. Still unable to break above. Then price has actually retraced a little bit. So for now, looks like a trading range. These recent swing lows over here at 62 should still be able to hold the price for now. But I think we are could be transitioning to more of a range price action from the recent this uptrend movement over here. So I think probably we're gonna see maybe price test could be testing 62 to 63 over here. Then resistance will likely be at 64 onwards for coke. Okay, next is Kellogg. So I think for Kellogg still looking pretty good. What we did was a breakout of this downtrend resistance line, and then also a break of this horizontal resistance at 68.5. Then price went upwards to test this resistance level at 72. It went downwards to retest back this previous resistance, looking as a good support for now. So I think if this is able to hold, we should be able to see its price moving upwards to test the highs over here again for Kellogg. Next is Goldman Sachs. Okay, for Goldman Sachs, I think we are seeing some like a range for now. We are finding resistance upon 340, which is previous support over here we tested. Price subsequently came down, but we are still holding this uptrend support line here. So this is a key uptrend support line that price actually been holding. So we need to see support at this area around 320, 318 to 320 still holding, which is the recent swing lows. Then I think we could form a trading range. If not, if we do break above 318, then I think for now, looking there, the pullback could stretch a little bit further and possibly retest the next swing lows around 305, 306 over here. Okay, then next one, Morgan Stanley. Okay, Morgan Stanley range bound pattern for now. So this similar to Goldman Sachs retest this level at $90 of pound resistance, currently pulling back. There's actually range. There's the support coming in at 82 over here. So it looks like a range bound movement if you're able to hold these levels. If you're unable to hold, then I think we'll be moving down towards to test the previous support at 77 and 78. Sorry, 78 and 80 over here. Okay, next one, IHF ETF. Okay, I think for this iShares US healthcare providers, for now, looks like there was trying to stay above this downtrend resistance line. If price is able to hold, I think we could see some form of bounce to test the resistance at closer to 258 over here for now in the short term. But we need to see these swing lows at 248 over here hold for this pattern to be valid. If not, if we break below this, then I think we could be coming down to retest this lows at 240 over here. Yeah. So I think for now, you see how the price action develops. Okay, next one, United Health, UNH. United Health is in a pullback. Recently could be. Then we did a retest of this the channel over here. We did a bounce, but still looking very short here. Over here looks like the price just moved downwards, then just sideways for now. So I would think that probably this sideways movement possibly continue for a while. Support is currently around 470, around 470 for now to about 480. Resistance is close to the $500 level. So as long as this retest of this downtrend channel still holds, right? I think the trading range over here will still hold. If it goes below this 470 level, then there's a chance that we come back to test 460 lower support over here. Okay, next, Vanguard Health ETF, VHT. Okay, VHT, I think currently looking like a range for now. So recently, after the retest of these 248 resistance, we're still able to break through. Price come back down to retest the support near 240. So I think that will probably still hold unless we give way at this level. Okay, next I'll talk about Home Depot. Home Depot, I think after earnings, looks like the trading range is going to maintain over here. So we can see there's still support coming in at 280 over here, which is the swing lows. Then we just bounce upwards, but expect resistance at 300 over here. So I think still gonna continue the range for movement over here. Okay, then Walmart. Walmart looks quite good. So we broke above this downtrend resistance line. We actually stood above it, broke out of it, and actually standing above it. So for now, looks like there was this uptrend movement, and looks like currently is a trading range for now. So I think if you're able to hold these levels and hold around 148 over here, then I think that there's still actually quite a good movement in the stock. Then we could possibly test the high end of this resistance at 153 to 154 over here. Okay, for Costco still resisted by this downtrend resistance line over here. So there could be, for now, the resistance probably at 505, 506 over here. This swing high and the downtrend resistance line over here. Yeah. But the good thing is that we are seeing the higher lows being formed over here for now. So possibly still some signs of bullishness present in the stock. Then on the big picture wise, you can see that highlight blue over here. Big picture wise over here, we can see that price exchange is actually in a wedge. So we're actually coiling into a possible area over here. Then we could be able to see a possible break upwards or break downwards in the time to come. So possibly interesting to take note for Costco, I think. Yeah, also want to see how price action shapes up. Okay, for Nike, I think with the there was a recent pullback, I think, but I think at these levels, if 113 is able to hold, then I think we could see a possible bounce in the share price. If not, we could see further downwards momentum. So recently, we actually broke below this uptrend support line. Then currently looks to be at this blue color downtrend channel support over here. So we form a doji candle indecision. So we see how today goes. At this level, there's also the previous support over here at 115. So there's actually quite a few supports over here. If price is able to form some bullish candles, I think we could stage some short-term bounce over here. But if the bullish momentum really continues, we do break this level, this 113 level convincingly, right? There's actually this gap over here to take note. Then we could be feeling this gap if this bearish momentum continues. Yeah. So that's something to take note for Nike. Okay, then PepsiCo. My PepsiCo, I think we are still bullish. We are still trading a very nice uptrend channel. So as long as this 190 level is still holding, I think the uptrend is still intact. Then we could possibly test the recent highs at close to 196 or try to make higher highs. Yeah, still no problem as long as this uptrend channel is still intact. Next, XLC. Okay, XLC, I think recently we managed to break above this $59.60 resistance over here. So we actually close to retesting the next resistance around 62 over here, which was a previous support. 62 to 63 previous support, then resistance over here. Then there could be a trend line resistance also close to 63 over here. So I think there could be some resistance coming in for XLC despite this recent breakout over here. Okay, next one, Disney. Okay, for Disney, I think short-term wise, we actually broke below this. There was this uptrend support line after the earnings, but we can see price is somewhat trying to maintain at this swing low level of 90 to 91. So if this level holds, I think we should see some rebound, possible to see some rebound or range trading with the resistance probably from this 95 to about $97. Yeah. But if we do break down, I think definitely we will continue the bearish momentum downwards to possibly test some levels like between 84 to 88 for some support. My next one, Procter and Gamble, ENG. Okay, PNG, I think we still pretty strong upward movement range trading for now. Range trading, and then we retested this previous resistance 152, currently still holding as a support. So if that holds, is still looking good for this uptrend. Yep. So something to take note of. But something to take note of is that at these levels is quite close to a strong resistance. So I would expect 157 to 160 to be quite a strong resistance zone. Looking at the past price action, this was back in 2021 and 2022. We see VS help. CVS, I think we are still in this downtrend channel formation for now. But I think price should be able to hold at this level, I think. Look at RSI, there's like a double bottom, then price actually formed a lower low over here, but subsequently rebounded back. So there's a good chance that it could be price could go do a little bounce, and then as well as at $69, this level was like a previous strong resistance over here. So I expect some support coming in at this level. Upon a bounce, I think the resistance will set in around close to about 71.5 over here, this level to about 73 over here. Yeah, so this my take on CVS. I think on MGen. Okay, MGen, I think looking at this from this time frame, it looks like a very big range between about 21819 to about 250. So I think that will probably continue for now. We're actually quite near the support. So we do see some bullish candles coming in. If we do see some bullish candle coming in, I think that could be seeing some form of reversal upwards. Okay, then J and J. J and J currently, I think a little bit weakness, even that we broke below this 160 swing low support over here. So price could come a little bit low, maybe test between 155 to 157, this previous resistance, and as well as this swing low over here for some further support. Yeah, so price could come down a little bit further. Then resistance will become this 161, 162 level for now. EOG resources. I think currently price is holding this retest of this 109 level. Price is holding up, so there could be a bounce to test some resistance upwards at around 118 to 119, these swing high levels. As confirmed with this downtrend resistance line over here for now. Yeah, if we do see a break above that, there's still resistance at these highs at 122 to take note of for these EOG resources. Okay, for GE, we are still in this nice uptrend channel over here. So that has been going on for quite some time. Then another good thing is that we actually broke above this resistance at 102. So we tested 105. 105 was a resistance back in the past. So 105 was this resistance level. Going further up, I think the next resistance likely to be between around 110 to 111. That's the next resistance to take note. So I think for now the uptrend is still intact. As long as this channel support as well as 102, this level we broke out of is holding, then that's probably still fine for G. Then next will be Occidental. Occidental looks like I think we could see some short-term bounce for time being. So we looks like we did a retest of this downtrend channel over here. Then we saw a bullish candle. Then this was also confirmed with a retest of the low, this horizontal, this bunch of supports at around 56. So for now, I think price could do rebound, and some resistance would probably be at, I think some resistance probably be around 61 to about 62 over here for now. Yeah. Okay, there's possibly this downtrend resistance line short-term one as well for Oxy. Okay, then another oil is ExxonMobil. I think ExxonMobil we actually tested a support level. So the price recently pulled back. Tested one support level which was like 102, a previous resistance. Now there was a support over here, and price looks like it's bounced over here. So we could be seeing some short-term rebound similar to Oxy just now. The short-term resistance is this swing high at 109 to about 110 over here. On Eli Lilly and Company. So for this still very strong upwards momentum. Looks like it's still forming new highs. So for now, the looks like if it does, if for now support wise, I think probably be the recent swing lows are 425 over here lah, and to about 433. Yeah, but resistance wise, I think can still go higher since that it's just forming a steady uptrend in this stretch. Then next one is Gilead Sciences. For now, I think that we are close to a support area. So this is there was this recent lows at around 77 over here, which should be tested. So I think, and coupled with this downtrend channel support over here at around 76, I think downside is limited. You could see some short-term rebound to test short-term resistance around 80, 81 over here, yeah, for Gilead Sciences. Okay, next one is Merck and Company. Merck and Company. One is still also trending well. So we can see there was a breakout of this downtrend resistance line, and then also this horizontal resistance managed to turn to support and still holding as support. So as long as this region of support is still holding around 114, then I think we could still possibly form, looks like a trading range for now for Merck. And this one is Grab. Okay, for Grab, I think we actually went back into this wedge for now. After the result, the support at 2.7 over here is still holding this recent swing low. So that if that holds, I think possibly price could maybe try to recover and maybe do a range in this big range between 2.7 to about 3.2, 3.3. But if subsequently we do see this support break, I think we could see a retest of the next swing low at 2.5 over here for Grab. Yeah. So it's still important to see how whether we come back within this wedge itself or we try to go back upwards again. Next one is Liu. Okay, Twilio looks like there was a it's still downward trending over here. Then there was a possible first break of this downtrend resistance line. Currently price actually gapped down after the result, but we actually subsequently recovered. Looking at the RSI, it's like there's some higher low being formed. So there's actually bullish divergence involved. And this rebound actually took place near this horizontal support over here previously. So I think with that, price could be able to do some rebound to maybe test 53 to 56 in the short term. As long as this 49, this level that we work out of is still holding, I think we could see some short-term bounce due to this divergence taking place. Okay, Teva, we are still downwards moving, but the support over here around the 8 or 8.1 is still holding. So as long as we still see support at this level, I think we could still continue some range trade where resistance about 8.6 onwards to about 8.9. But if you do see this important support break, then we could go lower to test about 7.6. And possibly there's also this gap over here to take note around 7.3. Yeah, so we need to see this support hold up. If not, we could go back down to test the gap support. And Pfizer. And for Pfizer, I think bearish point for now. So we just ever since this swing low support around 38 was being broken, we just trending lower and we tested. Looks like we actually retested this previous support around 36 over here. So I think this was quite a good support previously, around 35.5 to about 36 over here. So I think price should be able to hold at this level. Currently, still no divergence in yet. So, but let's see how the price action goes. Yeah, and then looks like it's also at like a channel support, also close around there. If we do see a rebound, then resistance will likely be at 38 for now for Pfizer. Okay, let me try. I'll just go through like one or two more counters since that time is almost up. My apologies, I couldn't. I still see a few counters over here that I can't go through due to the lack of time. Can I go through about Alibaba, some Chinese counters like Alibaba. Okay, Alibaba. After the result we opened at the retest of this uptrend support line at around 89. But looks like there's a rejection over here. Price is also looks like trending downwards. So there's a chance that I think we do test the recent low of about 80 over here again. It should be able to hold, I think. Then resistance likely to be these recent levels around 86 to about 89 onwards. I think for Alibaba, we still need to see a break above this downtrend resistance line in the future. Then I think it's probably going to be it will try to escape this downwards movement recently. I'll cover one last one about NIO. For NIO, I think currently we are like sitting at just like a range of like at a support around 7.4 to about 8.1 these levels. So then, but the momentum is still okay. We can see green in the MACD. So I think if it does pick up, then we do test this high around 8.5, and then followed by 8.8, which is this support that we broke down off over here. Yeah, so I think that's all for today. My apologies again, I couldn't finish all the counters. You all can post your questions in the Poems Tree community chat, then I will answer them when I'm able to. Yeah. So I think for today that's all. Let me post the link to the Q&A. Sorry, not the Q&A. For the survey form. Then you all can leave any feedback you all have for this session. Yeah. Yeah. So I've sent the link. You all can fill out the survey form to have any feedback about today's session. Appreciate you all for attending today's session and think about TA together. And also do join the Poems Tree community chat on technical analysis. You can just drop your questions anytime, any day of the week. Then when I see them, then I'll answer to my best of my abilities. Yeah. So that's all for today. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night. Looks like for most of the counters, we need to see whether it's able to break or whether able to hold or break some of these key levels. I think the market is at key level for the index as well. So it'll be interesting to see how the market goes for the start of this trading week. Yeah. So that's all for everyone. See you all next week again. Bye bye. Thank you, everyone.